So everyone's talking about confidence like it's this magical thing that you're either born with or you're not. But let me tell you, that is not true. If you've ever watched me dance or do anything bold, I did not wake up like this. So in today's video, I'm going to give you some real practical tips to help develop your confidence. First thing I want to say is that confidence is very multifaceted. There's so many different elements to confidence. And even just working on one or two of these things is going to help boost you just that little bit more than what you were yesterday, the day before, last week. My aim by the end of this video is that you take away just one thing that you can work on. I will say that this video will not be a comprehensive list because, as I said, confidence is very multifaceted. There's lots of elements to it and lots of things that make up confidence. So today I'm just going to look at a tiny portion of it, and if this is something that you guys are interested in, put it down in the comments and I will create another video so we can explore this topic even further. I should also say, if you are new here, my name is Marwa. I am a dancer, a dance teacher, a YouTuber. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about all things dance, lifestyle, and just basically living a better and happier life. And just to make sure you keep watching all the way through to the end, if you stay to the end, there will be a little tip, a bonus tip on a mindset shift that you can do to help boost your confidence. Tip number one is about getting out of your head and taking action. So often we kind of get into this state of ruminating where we're going round and round with certain thoughts, certain phrases in our head over and over again. And what it does is it prevents us from actually taking action. What I would really like you to do is I want you to list the areas of your life that you are not feeling particularly confident in. It could be, for example, I don't know, dancing bachata on a social dance floor. It could be, walking out the house in a killer dress that you just don't feel confident enough to wear. It could be plucking up the courage to talk to someone that you fancy. Write a list of things that you do not feel particularly confident in. Now that you're writing that down, the next thing you want to do is just write one thing on that list that you can do to take action. For me, one of the things is wearing my glasses in public. So normally when I film YouTube videos, when I go dancing, when I'm out in public, I always wear contact lenses. But actually, I have a sponsor for today's video, and that is Firmoo. Which brings the perfect opportunity for me to actually, take my own advice and take some action. So what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to wear my glasses for the entirety of this video as a solidarity with you for taking action for something I'm not particularly confident in. And I think they actually look alright, don't you think? I've got another pair that I'm going to show you later, which I think are absolutely amazing. So we'll come back to that later. So here we are taking action with, in my sense, wearing glasses. Now I can actually see. And yes, I did do the first part of this video completely not able to see anything. Hi everybody. I can see now. Now, the reason why action works is because one of two things can be happening. The first one is you could be in your own head that the thoughts that you're coming up with or the reasons why you shouldn't feel confident doing a certain thing doesn't exist. So for example, I could be like, oh, I'm not very confident social dancing on the dance floor, but actually I've been taking lessons for absolutely ages and I'm worried that if I social dance I just won't be as good. Now when you first go, you might actually find, oh actually no, I do know more than I think I know. I actually know quite a lot, and that will give you the confidence to know actually you can do this thing. Like, it's just in your head that you can't do it. You can do it. You put yourself out there, you've achieved something. That's like a kind of tick, a sort of move in the right direction towards being a more confident person. On the flip side, if you go to that situation and you find actually no, all my worst fears have been confronted, you've actually faced that fear, and then you can only really go up from there, because then you can actually see, okay, this is where I'm at. Now, part of confidence is actually being able to execute. Self-efficacy is a big part of confidence, right? So being able to execute and show that you can execute something. So you can then formulate a plan to be like, okay, I'm here now and I want to get here. And I know that from here to here, I'm going to need to take steps A, B, C, D, E to get to that point. I do have a video actually on like how to basically strategize getting better at dancing, which is like a step-by-step process, so you can check that out too. I'll put that in the description box. But the idea being is you either go in and you're like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was, and then you're like, okay, my confidence now increases, I can do this really hard thing, I can do this thing. Or you go in and you're like, oh no, this is as bad as I thought it was. And you're like, okay, cool. Now that I've faced the worst that it could possibly be, where do I go from there? How can I take more action to get to a place where I'm actually confident in this situation? If you're waiting to feel ready to do something or ready to go, that feeling is not going to come. It takes a ridiculous amount of time for that feeling to come. So rather than waiting for that feeling, just take the action, take that first step, Put yourself out there, throw yourself in the deep end and see what happens, and then you can progress. You have a starting point to progress from. But if you keep waiting, there is no starting point. Like, you haven't even begun yet. So whatever it is, whether it's to shoot a YouTube video, whether it's to go dancing, social dancing, whether it's to, you know, go to a specific social event or talk to someone that you've been meaning to speak to, like, put yourself in the situation to do the hard things. Take action. It's not always going to go how you want it to go, but at least it's going. Number 2 is to keep promises to yourself. This is about having a self-worth, a self-esteem, a self-realization of your own needs. Okay, and this is something a few years ago that I really struggled with. I was in a very bad mental health space, and I couldn't trust anyone or anything, and most of all, I couldn't trust myself. And I came across this concept of keeping promises to yourself and making them so simple. Too often we'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, or I'm gonna go for a run every day, and then, you know, you don't do it. So you're basically, every time you do that, you're breaking a trust with yourself. You're telling yourself, oh, I make these lofty, ambitious goals and these lofty things, and I just don't stick to them. Like, I don't keep promises to myself. I can't trust myself to do something. You ever heard that phrase? Like, oh, I can't trust myself to not eat that chocolate if it's right in front of you. The key thing here is to keep very tiny, tiny promises for yourself. Start small and then you can get bigger. So for example, you could be like, rather than be like, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym every single day, you could be like, I'm gonna go to the gym 2 times a week this week, and that's a non-negotiable. Like, it's not negotiable because I've made that promise to myself, so I'm going to keep that promise to myself. As each week goes by, if you can make the effort to keep those promises to yourself, you will feel that your confidence is getting a little bit more. Your sense of self-worth, which is a part of, again, only a small part, but is a part of confidence as a whole, is going to increase and it's going to become more. So then when you say to someone, yes, I can do X, Y, and Z, you can say that with confidence, because you can keep promises to yourself, you can keep promises to other people. If you say you're going to do something and you actually do it, your brain believes you. You start to believe in yourself, and over time, this will grow your confidence. Number 3 is about shifting your self-talk. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Before we move forward with the video, I'm just going to talk quickly about the sponsor of this video. Yeah, that's right. Now, Firmoo as a brand was very interesting because I haven't bought a new pair of glasses in absolutely ages. Because I primarily wear contact lenses, I'm like, oh, I'll just have an out-of-date prescription on glasses because I can't actually afford how much high street shops charge for glasses. And then when Firmoo reached out to me and I had a look at their website, I was like, excuse me? Now, if you're interested in buying these clip-on sunglasses, there's multiple different designs. You don't have to get these ones, or regular glasses, just like these ones. Again, there are so many different designs. Let's just give this a moment, please. Can we just focus on that design and that little glitter section? I was recently in the car with one of my friends and she had a lovely pair of heart-shaped glasses on. And I say to her, where are your glasses from? They're really cute. And she goes, Firmoo. So with the variety of glasses that you can have, how cute some of the designs are, and the price, it's probably one of the best sites that I've seen for glasses. And this sort of whole sunglass clip-on feature, like, I've not actually seen these before and I absolutely love them. It's a little magnet that's on the end and you just clip it on just like this. They just fit very comfortably and easy there, and it doesn't feel like you're wearing like 2 pairs of glasses. Like, it generally does not feel that way. If you're interested in the glasses, you can use my discount code, which will pop up right here for you. The link is in the description for you as well. Let's get on with the video. So we were on to shifting your self-talk. How you talk to yourself in your own head is going to impact the way you show up in the world, and it's going to impact your confidence. I can't tell you how much it will. Again, as I said, like, I went through a really hard time in life when I would just speak to myself in the worst way. It was so bad. I had to get to a point where I really needed to tackle this in a very serious way because it was impacting me in an extremely, extremely negative way. There's multiple sort of techniques that I used, but ultimately the main thing was recognizing when you say something awful, because quite often we don't even know we're doing it. You just sort of say things that are just not very pleasant, and you would never say that to somebody else. So catching yourself when you say that is number 1. Recognizing it, be like, oh, I said that. And the more you catch yourself, the more you call yourself up on it, the more you notice yourself doing it, okay? So that's the first step, is noticing when you're doing it. 2 is to lie to yourself and change it. So if you say something like, oh, I'm so stupid, in that moment, that's genuinely what you believe if you are in sort of that kind of place. So if you can catch yourself, and I say lie to yourself because you think you're lying, right? Obviously to everybody else, like everyone might look at you and be like, no, you're not stupid, you're actually super smart. But you truly believe that you are stupid, right? So then you have to change that mindset, that language, and lie to yourself and say, no, I'm not stupid. Don't say that about myself. And reframe each time you say something negative. So you say something negative, you recognize what it is, you tell yourself the reverse, whether you believe it or not, it does not matter. You tell yourself the reverse and you repeat it and then you move on. And this kind of constant recognize, change it, and continue. Recognize, change it, and continue. As I said, you'll start recognizing it more often, but also you'll then get to a point with when you're about to think or say something negative, your brain will stop yourself. You'll be like, hold on, before you even finish a sentence. Okay, that's like stage 2. So stage 1 is like lying to yourself and, being like, no, this isn't true. Stage 2 is like taking that thought before it even comes out, or before you even say it in your head, your brain's like, hold on a second. And the third step is to recognize when other people do it. You get to a point where you stop doing it to yourself, and then you recognize when other people are doing it, and then you can like catch them out. And that kind of catching them, catching yourself, changing the script, the narrative that your brain is telling you is going to increase your confidence massively, because you can't exactly be outwardly confident, go to social situations if constantly your brain is telling you these awful things about yourself. So get to a point where you're catching yourself, you're stopping yourself, you're catching yourself before you say something, and then eventually that voice will quieten down. Number 4, we're going to have some confidence mantras, confidence affirmations, whatever it is, confidence, even music. So if I'm going to something that I'm even now like feeling a little bit not very, very confident today, I will have my playlist or set of songs that are just like confidence boosting, that make me feel, they make me feel a little something. So I will play the music, I will dance along, I will sing along. I will also give myself some affirmations while I'm walking to wherever it is I'm going to, like I am a boss, like I am confident, I'm going to conduct myself with confidence, with grace, I'm going to speak clearly, I'm going to exude confidence, I'm going to embody the person that I want to embody, So having these kind of affirmations and saying them to yourself over and over again, 1, drowns out the negative self-talk because you're just forcing this kind of new narrative, and 2, your body, your brain starts to believe it, so then you can approach a situation with greater confidence than if you hadn't done that in the first place. Number 5 is to put yourself in the right rooms with the right people. If you are constantly around people that are either criticizing you like a lot, be like, oh, you've put on a bit of weight, or oh, that dress doesn't look so good on you. If you have people that are constantly putting you down, you are not going to be able to get much further. Yes, you can build yourself internally. Yes, you can do all the good work. But if as soon as you put yourself out there, someone slaps you back down, you're not going to get very far. It's going to be an uphill battle to try and gain your confidence. So I would suggest you have the option when you have loads of super negative people around you who are putting you down on purpose, and even those that are putting you down accidentally that don't mean to but still do it a lot, either kind of completely disconnecting from them or reducing your contact with them is going to make you feel so much better. The same goes for people that constantly put themselves down. Like they say you are the sum of the people that you put yourself around, right? So if your friends are constantly putting themselves down, like, oh, look at me, I don't look good in this, or oh, look at me, I need to, eat more, or I need to do X, Y, and Z. If they're constantly putting themselves down, that also will rub off on you. And as much as you can be like, oh no, but you look great, oh no, like you don't need to do that, like you are constantly pandering to that and then also absorbing their negativity. In reality, what you need to do is lessen their impact on you by spending less time with them. This might mean that you need to like find new friends and socialize more and get yourself in different situations where you are around more positive people. And if that is the case, then to be honest, your mental health, your sense of self-worth, your confidence, the way you show up, to be honest, is more important. We're not done yet, but thank you so much for making it this far in the video. The last and final bonus shift here is, as I said, confidence is multifaceted. We've spoken a lot about what's going on in the head and how you show up and how you can change your mood and your mindset and your confidence. But actually a big part of confidence is the ability to do things well and to prove to yourself that you can do something well. So for example, if I take up a piano class, I do a bunch of piano and then I do a test, right? I could go into that test feeling very not confident at all because I've not practiced. Or I could go in being like, I am nervous, but actually I've practiced enough to know that I'm going to smash this test. And the reason why you go into one versus the other feeling more confident is because one, you've actually done the work and you've done the practice to get to that confident stage. Okay, so you can't always just turn up and show and, have that mindset of like, yeah, I'm the boss, I've got this, and then pass an exam. That's not really how it works because confidence is so multifaceted. So part of it is actually doing the work to get better at the thing you want to be more confident in. You want to be, more confident speaking to people, you have to practice speaking to people. You have to show up. You have to learn the techniques and methods to be, for example, a good conversationalist. You want to be more confident when you're dancing, you have to take the classes. You have to go social dances. You have to practice social dancing. You've got to turn up, you've got to show up, you've got to put the hours in to be able to say, yes, I can actually do this skill, and then you have the confidence to achieve that skill. So it's not just all mindset and in your head, it is also your practical application of the skills required to do and achieve that thing that you want to be more confident in. If this video has helped you and you think it might help someone else, please share it with that somebody else. Share it to your Instagram stories, and you can also tag me as well. And if you have any confidence tips, drop them down in the comments below because we are all learning together and I would love to hear your thoughts. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, which will pop up right here for you. Bye!